Vocabulary strategies. Contextualization. This means putting new vocabulary words into sentences to help you remember them and to test if you are using them correctly. You can use these sentences when talking to an English speaker to see if they understand. You can write these sentences in your learner portfolio for the tutors to see, or you can email the tutors and ask them to check these words in your sentences. The most independent ways are talking to an English speaker and searching the internet to find examples of the word being used in sentences. Elaboration. This means relating new information to information you already know. For example, if you know the meaning of information, it is easy to remember that the verb is to inform, and that informative is an adjective, and that an informant is someone who gives information. Inferencing. This means using available information to predict or guess the meanings of, e.g. new vocabulary items. For example, if you know that you are reading about football and you know that a field is often a large area covered in grass, then you can guess that a football field is a large, grassy area for playing football. Translation. You can read a story in a newspaper in your own language first, then read the same story in an English newspaper. Most of the story will probably be the same, so the story in your own language will help you to prepare for reading in English. For example, it will give you vocabulary, and when you read the English story and there is some vocabulary that you don't know, then you can use your knowledge of the story to guess what the new vocabulary is. Personalization. You can write down why the vocabulary item, i.e. the word or phrase, is important to you, where you first saw it, and when you used it. For example, you may have heard the item in a movie you liked. Click here for list of movies and famous phrases in them, and used the item when you talked about the movie with your friends. Keeping your own dictionary/vocabulary book. Writing entries for the dictionary will help you to learn words, and using your own dictionary can be faster than a normal dictionary. Click here for more details and examples. Grouping. You can group words into different areas, such as words in the different courses you study. For example, business students could group vocabulary items into marketing vocabulary, accounting vocabulary, and human resources vocabulary. Grammar strategies, e.g., for exempli grazia. For example, deduction. This means using rules to work out the answer or how to do something. It is especially useful for grammar. For example, rule to change normal speech to reported speech, e.g. for writing minutes of a meeting, move the tenses back one past tense. Example, Mr. Chan, I will see her tomorrow. Reported speech, Mr. Chan said that he would see her the next day. Recombination. This means joining together things you already know to make new things. For example, if you know that the simple past tense is used to describe things that happened in the past which have finished, and you know that the present perfect tense is used to describe experience, you can make a sentence that includes both of them. I first visited America in 1990. Last summer I went there again, so I have been there twice. Writing your own grammar book. This can contain rules, examples, e.g. from newspapers or magazines, your notes, e.g. on things you don't understand, lists of exceptions, etc. Using new grammar. After you learn some new grammar, use it in conversation or writing, and see what your listeners' or readers' reaction is. Do they understand you? You can ask, did I say that right? Get a grammar book. Come to Dill or go to a bookshop and look at the different grammar books. Choose one that you understand. Read and listen to see how writers and speakers use English grammar to communicate their ideas. Pronunciation strategies. Repetition. You can repeat a word out loud or silently to practice pronunciation. Be careful to listen to a model to make sure that your pronunciation is correct. Sound. This means remembering English sounds by using sounds in your own language. For example, the English sound /I/ is very similar to the Chinese putongwa sound of the word that means one. Vocabulary strategies. Memory strategies. Associate the sound with pinyin, new character with a similar character previously learned. Visualize the character in your head or create a story with its meaning. Recognize the radicals and remember the new character as a part of a compound word. Memorize the meaning and pinyin while doing the character homework. Group the characters with other characters containing the same radical or having the similar meanings. Group words according to parts of speech, e.g., nouns, verbs. Remember the situation where I first heard or saw, or remember the page or sign where I saw it written. Remember the character in a meaningful sentence. Cognitive strategies. Look carefully at the strokes and follow the right stroke order. Read the handout explaining how the character was formed by assembling different components. Use Language Lab or online recordings frequently to listen to the words. Take notes by using characters in class or at home. Use new words in sentences or essay writing. Metacognitive strategies. Pay attention to the tone and read it aloud several times before writing it. Pay attention to how the character is used in context. Preview the new words and make vocabulary cards. Go over the flashcards on a daily basis. Review characters by reading the text in the book. Quiz myself during memorization, for example, giving the sound. I try to think of the character's shape and meaning. Read Chinese children's book or other reading materials. Pronunciation strategies. Cognitive strategies. Concentrate intensely on pronunciation while listening. Talk aloud to myself and repeat aloud after a native or tape. Do exercises practicing to acquire target language sounds. Compensation strategies. Use phonetic symbols or my own codes to remember how to pronounce something. Metacognitive strategies. Notice mouth positions or watch lips. Read reference materials about target language rules. Social strategies. Have a sense of humor about mispronunciation. Ask someone else to correct my pronunciation or to pronounce something.